Good morning, student. Now today we are going to do Ohm's law. Topic: current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference. Current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across the ends of the conductor, provided the physical conditions of conductor like temperature and mechanical strains are kept constant. That means, in other words, current flowing through conductor is directly proportional to V. In reverse order also, if this is correct, then V is also proportional to I. Only your proportionality constant will change. Like here in case of V is proportional to I, the proportionality constant is Ri. R is called resistance. Okay, but here if I keep equal to, then it becomes 1 by R. So depends how you are writing. Okay, but the current in the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied, provided the mechanical conditions are kept constant. Now, if mechanical conditions are not kept constant, like temperature changes, so even for this particular stretch of wire, if suppose resistance changes, the resistance of the wire will change. Okay, and because the resistance will change, then the current in the wire will change. That's why this particular part that provided temperature and mechanical strain are kept constant is a very important part of Ohm's law. You have to mention it, cannot skip that. Okay, now how will you prove this? Yeah, we have to prove this or this, anyone we have to prove. So for that we have already done drift velocity Vd is equal to E by m into tau is relaxation time. Now electric field E is equal to V by L, where L is length of the wire. If you have a wire, okay, if I take only this much length of wire, then V by L is the length of the wire. If I substitute it here, then Vd will become E V by ml tau. Okay, and then also we have derived relation between current and drift velocity, which is I is equal to NEA Vd. Okay, where A is cross-sectional area of the wire, right? So if it is uniform, A is uniform, N is number density of the electron, which for a given material N is also constant. Unless you change material, N will not change. E is the charge of the electron, which is constant no matter what material you take. A is area of cross section. Once you design a wire, A will remain constant. And then Vd is the drift velocity. Substitute this here. So you'll get NEA EV by ml into tau. So here you see Ne square. Okay, A by ml. Tau will also come here, and V is left. Okay, this is I. Right, Ne square A tau by ml into V. Now you see N is a constant for a material. E is constant. Area of cross section once designed, wire is designed, manufactured. A is constant. Tau depends on temperature. If temperature is not changing, then tau is also constant. M is mass of electron, which is constant. L is length of the wire, which is also constant unless you stretch the wire or melt and make it small. So this whole thing is constant. Okay, that means I is proportional to V. Now what is this proportionality constant? This proportionality constant Ne square A tau by ml is equal to 1 by R. Okay, so from here R will be equal to ml upon Ne square tau A. Now here if I see, so this is the expression, this is how we derive expression for material resistance. Now what are the factors on which resistance depends? M is a constant, mass of electron. N, it depends on N depends on nature of material. So R depends on nature of material. If material changes, your resistance will change. Okay, then L, length of the wire. Length of wire. Then E is electrons charge, which is constant, does not depend on E. Tau is relaxation time, A is area of cross section. Okay, so tau, it depends on temperature. Because tau depends on temperature and it depends on area of cross section. Okay, so there are four things: nature of the material, length of the wire, temperature, and area of cross section. How does it depend on temperature? Suppose if temperature increases, okay, so random motion of electron will increase, more collision, faster collision will take place, so tau, relaxation time will decrease. If relaxation time decreases, then resistance of the conductor will increase. Resistance increases in case of resistance wire or in case of conductor. but this is opposite in case of semiconductors. Okay, now length and area, these two things depends on us, how much length we want to take, how much area of cross section. So these two things can be checked during manufacture. So if I have to write R, I can also write m by n e square tau into L by A. Okay, now here these two terms depends on manufacturing, but m mass of electron is we cannot change. N depends on material, tau depends on temperature, E is charge of electron, cannot change. This is also written as rho L by A. This you have done in 10th class. This implies rho, resistivity rho is equal to m upon n E square tau. Okay, so resistivity, this is expression, this is how we derive resistivity. You have to do all of them, then you have to write this, and then on comparing these two, you'll get m upon n E square tau. Okay, so that means resistivity is something which depends on nature of material and temperature. That's it. It depends only on these two things. Otherwise, so if suppose you have a wire and you just stretch it, so what will happen? Its length will change, its area of cross section will change, but material will remain same, temperature will remain same. So nothing will happen to the resistivity of the material. But yes, definitely resistance of the material will change. Okay, now we were talking about resistance, Ohm's law statement, I told you, proof we did. But here, you see, resistance is fine, this is resistance, and then here this was 1 upon R. So if this is 1 upon R, so I is equal to V by R. Okay, so here what you'll get, R is equal to V by I. So how will you define resistance? Resistance is potential difference per unit current passing through the wire. Okay, so resistance of a wire is potential difference across the wire when 1 ampere current passes through the wire. This is how you define resistance. Okay, that is definition of resistance. But what is unit of resistance? It is ohms. This is the symbol. Unit, SI unit of resistance is ohms. And how do you define ohm? 1 ohm. This will be 1 ohm if this is 1 volt and this is 1 ampere. So when 1 volt of potential difference is applied for a current of 1 ampere across a resistor, then the resistance is said to be 1 ohm. Okay, resistance is said to be 1 ohm. Now come to resistivity. Now resistivity, this is ohms, this is meter square, this is meter. So when you shift this meter square here and meter here, you get ohm meter. So resistivity has a unit of ohm meter. Ohm meter is SI unit of resistivity. Okay, now how will you define resistivity? So you see from this formula, rho is equal to RA by L. Okay, this was resistance. So from here we get rho is equal to RA by L. So it is resistance. Resistivity is resistance of a wire of unit area of cross section and unit length. Okay, resistivity is resistance of a wire of unit area of cross section and unit length. Okay, I hope this is clear to you all. And resistivity depends on two things, nature of the material and temperature. That is all. Now there are few terms which you need to know, like current density. Okay, symbol is J and it's a vector. It is a vector quantity. So the magnitude is defined as current per unit area. This is current density. It's a vector quantity and its unit is ampere per meter square. Okay, and this can also be written as, suppose you have to find I, so I can be written as J dot ds. ds is for area, okay, small area. If it is small area, we can write it like this. So if you integrate, then you will get total current. Okay, current is I upon area. So, and then there is a term called conductance. So conductance symbol is G, and you have studied it before also. Conductance is reciprocal of resistance. So what will be its unit? It will be ohm inverse. Unit of conductance is ohm inverse or Siemens. Okay, Siemens. Now what are the factors on which G depends? Same factors on which R depends. Only the thing is, now dependence is reciprocal of that of the R. So rho L by A is G. Now it is directly proportional to area of cross section, directly inversely proportional to length, and it depends on material and the temperature of the wire. Then there is electrical conductivity. Symbol is sigma. Okay, electrical conductivity. Conductivity is reciprocal of resistance. Conductance is reciprocal of resistance. Conductivity is reciprocal of resistivity. Okay, and its unit will be what? Ohm inverse, meter inverse. Ohm inverse is also known as mho. Okay, ohm inverse is also known as mho, MHO. OHM is ohm, MHO is mho or Siemens. Okay, so mho per meter or ohms inverse, meter inverse. Now there is a relation between these three terms. Which three? Current density, conductivity and conductance. And then there is this relation with this J is dependent on electric field. How? J is equal to sigma E. Okay, J, current density, is equal to sigma, which is conductivity into electric field. It's a microscopic form of Ohm's law, another form of Ohm's law on a smaller scale. And a macroscopic form is I is proportional to V. Okay, that's all.